Hey guys, this is Collin Moshman for CardRunners.com. Today's quickie is all about short-handed tournament play, and to illustrate that dynamic, we're going to look at the final six of a $15 180-man sit and go played on PokerStars, and talk about how best to navigate short-handed MTT SNG. So the button open min raises in this hand, and this is going to be a great spot to 3-bet shove very wide based on a wide gap between most players' open and call ranges in this spot. So given that we can also apply a lot of ICM pressure with these three players all tied for roughly the chip lead, I would 3-bet shove here with a range of approximately any suited ace, any pair, any suited Broadway hand, hands like Queen Jack, 10-9 suited. We can always get confirmation of a range like this through Nash and the Hold'em Resources downloadable calculator. So here we have the button open raising top 28%. A lot of regs are actually going to be opening quite a bit wider than this. We shove top 23% from the small blind, which does include most of the hands that I mentioned. And then he calls it off with the top 5%. So quite possibly he'd actually call wider than this, but he'd probably be opening wider as well. So this range of top 23% looks very reasonable, and Hero has a mandatory shove with any pair. So a nice play there by Hero. The next hand that we play is king off in the small blind, and we face an 8x shove and have a clear reshove. And in this spot, I would shove down to approximately 6s plus, ace 10 plus, and fold the rest. So we managed to get it up against Queen 8 off. A bit of a marginal shove, particularly with the button being the shirt. I would have folded the Queen 8 off there, but a good outcome for Hero. Next hand that we play, ace 5 offsuit, and we can open very wide here to exploit this nice dynamic of the under-the-gun player and small blind being very short. So these players are going to be on correspondingly tighter 3-bet shove ranges, or at least most opponents will be. And any hand that we open, we can happily call off the small blind with 6,000 chips and overlay. So I like the decision to open any offsuit ace-x hand from the cutoff. Same situation here one hand later. And any hand that we'd be content to get heads up all in pre with one of the short stacks, we can open and expect these guys not to 3-bet shove on us too wide. So we lose that one, but a good spot even when he is ace queen, given the substantial overlay in the pot. Ace deuce offsuit, we face a min raise, so just over the min from the cutoff, and the button goes all in for under 2 blinds. And the fact that the button has called should actually tighten up our 3-bet shove range some, because not only are we going to be forced to show down against him, which isn't a problem. If we 3-bet and knew that both of these guys would fold, then that would still be a very nice outcome. But the problem is that it makes it a bit tougher to apply ICM pressure, given that if he has a hand like pocket 7s, he knows that this player is all in as well, so there's a good chance that if he busts this hand, then show this player, and he can at least ladder up. So unless this guy is opening very wide, has very lag stats of something like 22-19 with a decently high fold to 3-bet, I would just fold here in the small blind. Instead here of flats, you go to a flop, you check folds there, and we move on to the next hand, ace 7 offsuit. Clear open on the button, and I would just open shove here. One of the reasons for that is that generally open shoving is going to do better than min raising in spots where there's a higher ICM tax for either Hero or the remaining players left to act. So earlier in the game, I would generally raise call here, at least that'd be a very reasonable option. But at this stage, I would just open shove my entire range, which given how short the cutoff is, I would shove approximately top 60% of hands here. And here it does in fact make the shove and takes down the blinds.